No, I mean, momentum to me is a factor least involved in baseball. I mean, there is momentum, I think, that carries over from one sport to the other, but you and I both believe that old Earl Weaver adage, we attribute it to Earl, maybe somebody said it 50 years before him, that momentum is tomorrow night's starting pitcher. But, Tony, let me say this, and I do believe that. I do. Look, first of all, the Dodgers had just lost a crushing game, 1-0, right? But they were able to respond. Yep. San Francisco didn't derive any great momentum from beating the great warrior god Scherzer 1-0. So, no, but I will say this. Tony, starting pitching, I mean, it just hangs by a thread now. No, teams don't even, Tampa Bay doesn't even believe in having starting pitchers that they really invest in. So starting pitching isn't the dominant factor that it has been in the history of baseball. But I'm still going to go with fresh start. These two teams are even. Nobody's been able to dominate the other. So why would I think there's momentum in this series when there's been none all season?
Starting pitching for the Dodgers and the Giants is important. They don't do a lot of bullpen games. And if I have this right, the starting pitcher for the Dodgers is Julio Urias on 4 days rest. That's enough rest. He's 20-3 this year, and he won game 2. The Giants are going to start Logan Webb, who was great in game 1, where he pitched 7 2/3 shutout innings. So as you, I don't see the Dodgers as having particular momentum because both those guys are good. And I understand that. But, and you know, there's always a but to everything. This game is going to be in San Francisco. And the Giants have been great all year against the Dodgers. They have held them off. Horatio at the bridge, they've held them off. But you know, in the 11 games that they played in San Francisco, the Dodgers have won 6 of those 11. And I'm wondering if that small fact is an edge on this. Because as we see the series so far, either the Giants shut out the Dodgers or the Dodgers win big. One of those two things is going to happen. I mean, the reason I like the Dodgers a little bit is for the potential of explosive hitting. I think they have more explosive hitting than the Giants.
I'm going to personalize this as we move to the next story. I know the Giants were New York Giants and the team of your youth. But for the most part,
yes,
they still have those jerseys. They have the hats. When you watch the Giants now, all these years later, Willie Mays, there's a statue outside of that stadium dedicated to him. Do you identify? Are you rooting for the Giants? Because Scherzer would only come in relief tomorrow night. Are you rooting for the Giants?
That's an interesting concept because I find that my heart is with the Dodgers because of Scherzer. And by the way, if they needed him for 2 or 3 innings tomorrow night and he could do it, you put him in. And if Walker Buehler, if you need 2 outs, and Walker Buehler on the second day can give you 2 outs, you put him in. Because you know why, Mike? Because the next series is 7. And you can lose the first 2 in a 7, and you can win.
Worst thing about this series, the drama of Game 5, please. Please, it should be Game 7. Baseball.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.